Hey guys, Lawrence here from Unicorn Reviews again, and today we're looking at Be Quiet's Dark Rock Top Flow CPU cooler. It's their high-end model, but with a top flow design. Starting off with the specs, you get two Silent Wings 135mm PWM fans. You do get a fan splitter in there if you only have one PWM header on your motherboard, or if you just want to run it off of the same header. There are vibration isolating rubbers on both sides of the top heatsink, which is really handy to isolate vibrations. I'm not a big fan of the fan bracket though, because there's no hook for your finger, so it's really hard to get them off again. You get 6mm high performance heat pipes, 6 aluminium heat pipe caps, like with every Be Quiet cooler. It's what makes them so beautiful. You get that top plate as well, really looks good, and you obviously get a very small heatsink at the bottom, so you get great RAM clearance, all that sort of stuff, and then you get a big heatsink at the top to really cool your CPU. Talking about cooling your CPU, Be Quiet rates this at 220 watts TDP, aka plenty to cool just about any chip right now. So what's so special about the fans in here? It is a 6-pole motor, so I already explained that in the Silent Wings 3 video, where basically the more poles you have, the less of an angle interval there is between each pole, and that of course means less vibrations. Dimensions including the fan are 162.6mm by 140 by 130.8. What's really impressive to me is that the fan only weighs 810 grams, whereas the Shadow Rock weighs well over 1.1 kilograms. So it is lighter, there's less metal in there, but you do get two fans. The lifespan is a whopping 300,000 hours compared to their other coolers, which are only rated at 80,000 hours. In the box, you'll find the typical Be Quiet stuff. It's a very nice packaging, and in there you get a super heavy duty backplate and Be Quiet's mounting mechanism, which isn't exactly the best in the world, but when you don't follow the instructions and you do it my way, which is mount the hex screws to the cooler and then screw it in from the back, it's actually doable on your own. It's completely impossible to do it on your own if you follow the instruction booklet. Now, cooling performance, it did actually get outperformed by the Shadow Rock in the maximum RPM fan test, which is normal because there is less metal on there. It's only when you start running this cooler at lower RPMs, aka even quieter than it already is, when it really starts to outperform everything, because there are two fans on there. Also, because it's a top flow design, you're really cooling your motherboard, MOSFETs, and the heatsinks on there. You're cooling your memory if that was needed. So that's where a cooler like this one really comes into place. So it's not super high, which means you get more compatibility with other cases, but there are a lot of heat pipes, so 6 heat pipes sticking out on one side. So it actually took me a few attempts at rotating it the right way to make it fit, but it should usually work with most motherboards and most cases. In terms of the noise levels, these are Silent Wings fans, so if you don't run them at maximum speed, which no one ever does because it has plenty of cooling capacity anyway, it's very quiet. So guys, if you like this video, please press that like button. If you didn't, there's always the dislike button. If you're wondering, yes, I did film all those cooler reviews on the same day, and I'm just, swapping out t-shirts all the time. Cool, right? So if you want to support the channel, there is Patreon, PayPal. If you just want to follow the channel, there's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Duh, everyone loves Instagram. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.